It is, oh my goodness, welcome everyone to News and Updates. It is our 224. We're getting next week 225. Wow, episode. That's exciting. What an
That's
accomplishment.
really exciting. And you know, for 5 years, for nearly 5 years, you've come here to learn about the news from in and around the AltSpace VR community. And we will continue to bring you that news right up until AltSpace VR's closing and more.
And more is right. We have a ton of news from around the metaverse, news you need to know to help you flourish in the metaverse, wherever we end up.
And we will end up together wherever we end up. That's the
Hmm.
important thing. We'll stay together. We'll always be AltSpacers.
Together forever.
Ever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh, we're off to a rocky start here, I see. This is
Always.
going to be one of those crazy shows today. Okay, I'm going to get serious now. We are not AltSpace VR or Microsoft employees. We are volunteers who have been working diligently since 2018 to provide the news about AltSpace VR and the metaverse beyond.
This event is being filmed, which means we will likely be on a blooper reel soon. You will find it on our news and updates, YouTube and Twitch after the show. Remember, we have archives going back through the history of AltSpace VR for those wishing to remember all the precious moments.
And thank you all for being such a special part of the AltSpace VR community and being with us through the end of AltSpace VR. We're here for you, our community here in AltSpace VR and beyond.
Hmm. All right, it's time for some AltSpace VR news. I'm sure none of us needs reminding, but just in case you've been under that proverbial virtual rock, the closing date and time for AltSpace VR is set at 10 a.m. Pacific time on March 10th. On the slide behind us are the times in most popular time zones across the AltSpace VR community. And as a reminder, I just want to remind you that AltSpace VR embraces over people from over 150 different countries. So find the
Wow.
time in your time zone. But this diverse community has been really, really special.
Yes, it
It
has.
is. It is. It is. Okay, Lorel, don't get me going here. We are
Hmm.
saving our worlds, preserving our event information, and most of us have found new platforms to explore and potentially play in.
The most popular platforms that the community is considering are Spatial, VR Chat, and Engage. Other brand new platforms are demanding the community's attention also, but most have not been stress tested yet and are too new to be reliable, and some are likely to close up within their first year.
Yeah, which is sad but true. It's harder than most imagine to set up a new platform. So many new laws, rules, guidelines, standards, especially to comply with privacy and security and age restriction laws and not get slapped with big fines because you didn't. They're stricter than ever before today and likely to become even stricter.
Wherever we go, we know that we carry with us the lessons we've learned and our own personal growth experienced here in AltSpace VR. We will change things no matter where we go, and we will thrive.
Hmm. The Universe course, AltSpace VR to VR chat conversion using Unity, is wrapping up with its third and final private workshop tomorrow. Mark Jeffcock, the teacher, says they've successfully introduced 30 users to VR chat, which has converted a world. Each has converted a world from AltSpace VR to VR chat. So congratulations.
Due to the lack of time and the level of interest lower than expected, the course will not be repeated. Thanks to Nicholas Barone and Mark Jeffcock for their continued dedication to the AltSpace VR community with such amazing workshops and courses.
Hmm.
They were, and they're always wonderful, wonderful courses. So many courses in alt space that have taught so many people so many things and moved them into new realms. I love it. The news and updates team is planning on continuing the show. As we mentioned, Mark loves to tease and drive up the anticipation. So we hope to have an announcement soon. Right, Mark?
The number of closing events are increasing for the last couple days of AltSpace VR's existence. It's making choosing one harder and harder. While we appreciate everyone wanting to be together, it appears that many wish to be together with their peeps. Please respect each individual's right to choose, as this is a very highly personal moment and choice.
Last week, we reported on an 85-year study from Harvard University that established the concept of social fitness. Surrounding ourselves with positive relationships, a shorter and similar study in the UK has identified the brain activity patterns with people who regularly enjoy social activity and those who do not.
Now, this is a breakthrough study. We've shared the study on our news and updates Discord. It's really complicated. So, to summarize, the limbic system network of the higher brain functions is triggered and exercised, if you will, more with increased positive socialization, triggering other parts of the brain that bring positive feelings and greater inner strength.
That's right. And once again, I had no idea how these years in AltSpace VR was good for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Mhm.
kind of did. Increasing our
Mm-hmm.
lifespan, improving our brain, our entire body. Who knew? So keep exercising, everyone out there, all you folks out there in the metaverse, keep
Our social
exercising
fitness.
your brain.
Social fitness. I love it. Now, AltSpace
Mhm.
VR is not the only thing on the hit list from Microsoft. After years of promises and deadlines passed, Valentine's Day, February 14th, was the death date finally for Internet Explorer. Oh, I hate that thing. Most of us who work in the browser web publishing development industry have only one thing to say: good riddance to bad rubbish.
I love
Oh,
it. While Internet
yeah. I see
Explorer
Pablo's going,
While Internet Explorer has finally left our computers, ghosts of its passing will likely hang around until the next operating system updates in May and June. You may uninstall and remove the icons yourself before that time.
Oh, I'm so glad it's gone.
Me too.
I hate it.
Before we move on with the news, we'd like to honor Professor Abraham Lempel. We know you don't know him, but we think you should.
Mhm.
At At age 12, the orphaned Polish boy was rescued from a Nazi concentration camp and brought to Israel. He died this past week, just 6 days short of his 87th birthday. In many ways, you would not be here if it weren't for his creative inventions.
And by here we mean in alt space, in the metaverse. Lempo was the inventor of the MP3, PNG image file, zip files, alone and in collaboration, along with other computer and internet technology. He was declared a genius, and this Holocaust child survivor focused on his studies and completed 3 degrees in 8 years at the Technion in Haifa. Eventually, become a teacher at the University of Southern California to work on his postdoctorate with Solomon Golom, one of America's most renowned mathematicians.
Lempel was recruited to work for Hewlett Packard and established the first operation in Israel in 1994, managing it until 2007.
Wow.
Today, HP Israel has more than 3,000 employees and continues to be a leader in computer and tech innovations.
Mhm.
So next time you compress a Unity file to share with a collaborator, upload a ping file to your VR world event or event, explore the ping files you downloaded from AllSpace VR or watch a movie online on your computer. Take a moment to remember Professor Lempel, the man behind our day today computer joys.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, isn't that cool? I love finding
Mhm.
who's the geniuses behind all these things, and how they change their lives in such simple ways. here is a brief summary of things happening outside of AltSpace VR in the metaverse. And let's start with some hardware news.
Okay, so Somnium Space launched their own custom VR headset last year. And now Big Screen has surprised us all with a new $1,000 headset called Big Screen Beyond. Calling it the world's smallest VR headset, it features OLED microdisplays with 2560 by 2560 pixels per eye through custom pancake optics, quad core, and 16 gigs of RAM. It supports Steam VR tracking and comes in at just 127 grams, just over a quarter of a pound. Wow.
Wow, that is insane.
Oh,
It features something they call 3D face scan that we predict will be featured on more and more headsets. It scans and measures the shape of your face and determines the IPD, the interpupillary distance, and automatically adjusts us to accommodate your face and your eyes.
Wow. We are still gathering information on this tethered headset. Sorry, it relies upon the power of a computer through a USB-C connection. Pre-orders have started shipping promised in the third quarter of this year.
Now, I want
HTC
to say, hold on,
announced.
before we go on, let's everybody shoot up some hearts. Room 2 is open. Let them know that they are not
Oh,
alone. Yay to everybody in room 2.
yay,
Wonderful.
room
Glad you're
2.
here.
Yes.
All right. Karen?
Okay. HTC announced this week that they've launched a new headset for VR and mixed reality called the Vive XR Elite. I'm really excited about this one. The mixed reality feature will allow you to play games where the characters run around on your furniture. Wow.
Woo, what's that over there?
Oh, it's time to dust the furniture, right?
Yeah, I know. I wanted to do it, Anyway, the current price in US dollars is $1,100 on pre-order and features 2 controllers. And this is the part that's a little disappointing, 1920 by 1920 pixels per eye. But it is 6 off, not as high resolution as it would be, it would be lovely to have better.
Mhm.
But it has inside out tracking with 4x tracking cameras, 90 hertz refresh rate, and 110 degrees field of view with dual microphones for echo cancellation, which is a very nice feature. Really like that.
Mhm. The mixed reality feature covers a 10 square foot area, about 1.5 square meters while standing. HTC is developing their own platform, and they currently hold resonance on the Engage XR platform, which will likely support the new headset.
Quest 2 is about to get a new update that will include the new Direct Touch feature to help navigate menus and type on the virtual keyboard. A new hand tracking feature will allow touch and swipe and will recognize QWERTY hand movements as typing. It is currently available to the public test channel users and should be out in the version point 50 update. Yeah.
Quest also released an update to its proprietary Presence platform with a new XR Audio SDK, making it easier for developers to incorporate spatial and localized sound. Available only for the Unity engine, support for other XR engines is coming. Until the developers add this functionality to their apps, you won't notice anything, but it's good to know that the headset will embrace it.
Now, ByteDance's Pico headset department is joining others by cutting hundreds of jobs, nearly a third of their staff. The launch of the new Pico 4 headset has been a great success outside the United States, but the suspicions of the US government restricting Chinese-based company from access hurt their expansion plans dramatically. They were all set up to expand into computer stores and open offices in several locations in the US, and now all of that's off the table.
Yeah, that's terrible. And I met people that are here from Europe that have them, and they really like them.
Oh, they love them. They just love them.
Yeah. Accenture, the company that is heading the development and expansion of Microsoft Mesh for enterprise users, has invested in the Looking Glass 3D Factory, a leading hologram company in New York. Their end-to-end holographic platform with lifelike 3D content doesn't need headsets or head tracking to work. It is an exciting step forward for the Star Trek holodeck experience.
Yay! I want it
Ooh.
now. I want it now.
Okay, on to some VR platform news. Engage XR is raising 9.4 million British pounds, equivalent to about 11 million US or euros, for capital and general corporate purposes to expand their successful enterprise platform supported by the major investor HTC.
Now, Engage XR, with that announcement, we got some nice stats. Engage XR reported last year that they signed up more than 70 new enterprise customers with more than 4 million euros in contracts, with a revenue at 3.2 million euro, almost 3 times what it generated in 2021, making it one of the most financially responsible, stable, and growing metaverse platforms.
Wow. Engage this week has also announced the Metaverse Film School,
Oh,
which is set to become one of the first fully immersive film schools in the metaverse. Each student will be able to access fully immersive virtual sound stages and multi-camera production studios with hands-on access to virtualized motion picture equipment, including motion capture stages and green screens.
And as you can see on the screen, they're using Unity to create real film production studios and Engage
that's
to
amazing.
provide the training, education, and hands-on experience that is likely to revolutionize the film industry as well as education.
I'm gobsmacked. I mean, isn't that amazing? How they doing
Mhm.
that? That is
It
so
is.
cool. And
Yes,
I
it
want to I want
is.
to see this in person. So we're Educators in VR. I was going to bring them to an event soon, but
Ooh,
I'm just this is
awesome.
so cool.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder
crazy.
if it'll happen before the 10th.
No, it's
Hmm.
an Engage.
I know, and Engage before the 10th
What
or
is it?
after.
It's a school that's on the platform of Engage. It has nothing to do
No,
with the
Oh,
I
date.
think no, she's referring to the EDVR event,
Oh,
I
the
think.
Educators in VR event? No, it'll be in later in April or May.
oh, okay.
Sorry, didn't connect that. Okay, an article this week on LinkedIn by senior software engineer at Unity, Ryan. Oh no, we're talking about spatial.
Spatial.
Spatial
No,
first.
spatial.
I
Let's
jumped.
talk about
Spatial.
spatial. Spatial
Jumped
announced an
ahead.
update to
Sorry.
their Spatial Creator Toolkit, still in beta.
Mm.
It's powered by Unity. It is the AltSpace VR World Editor on steroids, and we hope it would be developed by Unity for spatial. It takes world building to the next level for those with little or no Unity experience. There are still a bit of learning curves as you grasp the visual scripting and features, but it is a powerful tool and might be nice to explore.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, so now Ryan Goodrich, who's a senior software engineer at Unity, published a commentary on VR chat on LinkedIn that offered another perspective on the toxic environment of the platform that we are so familiar with.
Goodrich explained how VR chat users are ranked on a platform based trust level system based on how many hours they've spent on the platform. Visitors, new users, and users are not, quote unquote, trusted to be safe, as they tend to believe this is a virtual construct, a game, and so tend to act accordingly.
Known users and trusted users have an average of 1,000 hours on the platform, the equivalent of 42 nonstop days. And it's believed that gives them a deeper relationship with the platform, thus supposedly more trustworthy. He states that the toxic level of VR chat represents the fundamental human nature, just like social media, it tends to amplify the worst qualities of human interaction when not limited.
It's the application of limits imposed by the platform, communities, and individuals that sets the reputation of a social VR platform. VR chat is still working on their limits. We've shared the article with you on our News and Updates Discord for you to read. And Laurel, I think I read that article, and the most fascinating thing to me, I guess it should have occurred to me before, is that desktop, a lot of users in VR chat are desktop users. So they're looking in on it as a 2D game, right? Whereas the VR users are immersed inside of the social experience. They're experiencing the human interactions in there. And that's where the tension is coming from.
Yeah, I agree. So we'd love to hear your opinion on the article. So go check it out at News and Updates Discord. Now, I have an old APK version of AltSpace on my phone, along with apps that continue to support Google Cardboard and other old phone VR apps. It seems the next version of Android will likely do away with my little bit of VR fun on my phone.
Oh. Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Google announced that the Android 14 preview version is out, and the new update will officially ban installation of old apps. Their justification is similar to some of the reasons AltSpace VR is closing. The apps aren't compliant with the new laws and rules for security and privacy.
There's hope my apps might survive. They're targeting SDK app level apps from 2018 backwards. The Google Play Store started hiding old apps that were 2 years or older in the App Store. This is a standard by a lot of stores and companies online, making them harder to find. But this is a bigger step, and we have more details about this in our announcement in the News and News and Updates Discord.
Easy for you to say.
That's a mouthful.
Oh,
So Gatherverse is next week. Gatherverse is a regular online non-VR conference that explores the boundaries and beyond of XR technology, immersive education, and integrating XR into business and life. Laurel and our beloved Karen 666 are among the many speakers during the 3-day online event. Tickets are still available for these amazing presentations.
Thanks, Karen. The award-winning
Sure.
VR app Traveling While Black. If you have not seen this, you've got to do it. It's free. About the infamous sunset towns across the United States is on display at the Zoller Arts Center in Pennsylvania. On Wednesday, the Lehigh University police and employees put on headsets in the Arts Center to watch and discuss their experiences of this amazing app.
Amazing is right. One person said they wanted to reach out and take the hand of the virtual person sitting next to them. It felt real. It felt that real, and a great way to change hearts and minds. This is wonderful.
Mhm.
Really, honestly, I think that's one that, anyway, editorializing now. Now we're starting a new series here on the News and Updates called Working in the Metaverse, as many of us have found jobs and careers and income because of our experiences on AltSpace VR. We're going to be looking into the diversity of jobs that are out there in the XR industry and beyond, and hopefully inspire you to bring XR to your own company, your own business. If you are working in XR in the metaverse, we would love to hear from you.
The NASA Mars XR2 Challenge is in competition for XR companies developing simulations for future astronauts. Not just to the moon, but to the red planet. NASA is seeking Unreal Engine assets and scenarios to use for extravehicular activity and research for the surface of Mars and beyond, with a prize of $70,000. The headline of the multiple phase challenge starts on March 30th for the first phase.
Sounds interesting. So you guys might want to check that out.
I mean, how many doesn't want to go to Mars?
I know.
The moon.
Yes, absolutely.
Look at
There's
Lance.
I know. Lance and Laurel and I have already talked about Lance entering that. He's got plans that are beyond me, with physics detailing a space station on Mars. So it's pretty cool. There's a new VR program developed by the Ohio State University College of Medicine that that provides emergency training for law enforcement and physicians in handling mass casualty disasters. With the recent earthquake in Turkey and other natural and man-made disasters of late, this comes at a great time.
The scenarios allow participants to be immersed in an emergency situation where they can move around, interact with victims, and make life-saving decisions, giving command, asking questions, and providing a realistic experience for the training.
Mm,
That's amazing. Yeah.
so
It
cool.
is very cool. The University of Kentucky College of Social Work has developed a child welfare investigation VR simulation for social workers in the UK and US. The VR simulation prepares social workers to conduct child abuse investigations, a complicated and very tough experience. It simulates home visits, conducts interactive interviews, and helps the social worker to assess risks and symptoms of child maltreatment. What an exciting program.
Oh,
Yeah.
no kidding. That is so cool. That's
Mhm.
one area that needs a lot of help.
Yes.
Nestle. Y'all know Nestle. Nestle, famous for the chocolate bars. Getting hungry
Yummy.
thinking about it.
Let's not
Is
talk chocolate.
I know,
Oh.
it made me hungry. They're piloting the use of VR in product development, enabling them to create and quickly test product prototypes across the metaverse and Web3. They say this expansion of VR will help them streamline the process of product creation and allow developers to track metrics more easily. Keep an eye out for the virtual chocolate bars coming your way.
Mm.
I want taste in
Good.
VR. I want taste in VR.
Me
Think about
too.
it, how
Me
good that would be for
too.
your diet. No calories. Okay.
Oh. Oh, they would make trillions and trillions on
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so CNN Business reports that the nonprofit company Vehicles for Change is part of the development team for a VR app for training auto mechanics. Currently, there is a huge shortage of mechanics around the world, including in the US, where there are currently at least 37,000 unfilled jobs in this growth industry.
Wow.
Wow, 37,000.
Oh.
To encourage more people to take on auto mechanics as a career, they are providing training with VR. The program is showing early success. Who knows? The next person to work on your car might have been trained maybe right here. No,
Who
right in
knows, but in
VR.
VR. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of cars, more and more auto manufacturers are turning to VR for demos and showcases. Kia Germany is opening a metaverse dealership on the Engage platform next week, with thousands of people there for the launch. Attendees will be able to walk through the virtual showroom, interact with the vehicles, and attend workshops and get answers about the new Kia Sportage SUV. Oh, how cool is
Wow.
that?
That is cool. Yeah. You
Uh-huh.
got film school. Now you get to play with cars. Hey, anything's possible. All right. Now it's time. It's that time. I know Marcia loves this time. Fun stuff, man. Now, I feel like this needs a freaking drum roll because this week we have all agreed on is the best ever fun stuff in the news and updates history. Best ever. Best ever, folks.
Okay, here
Karen?
we go.
Mhm.
Last week it was Valentine's Day, and many of us shared our love for each other and our community here in Allspace VR. And some shared their spite about love in general, which brings us to our favorite fun stuff story of all time. Laurel, take it
Seriously.
away.
This past week, the Animal Friends Humane Society in Hamilton, Ohio, raised thousands of dollars to support their animal welfare program by offering to write your ex's name in a litter box, a dirty litter box.
Okay, I love it. That is brilliant.
Oh,
Brilliant.
oh, isn't that wonderful?
That is crazy. They should
They'll-
offer that fundraiser year round. But
I know.
unfortunately, it ended with the holiday. What a great way to spend $5 for a very good cause.
Oh, I love that. Have the cat poo right on their name. I love it. Here, kitty, kitty. Okay. Full tummy. Go. Go ahead, Marcia.
Oh, you're gonna have Mark down on you in a minute, Laurel.
I can't stand it. It's brilliant.
Well, they aren't the only group raising money for the animals. For the animal welfare, with positive energy and hate in its heart for you, your exes.
Yes.
Oh, my ex. And look, it's San Antonio. It's in Texas too.
Mhm.
San Antonio Zoo offered anyone with $10 to name a cockroach after their ex and feed it to the animal.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Or there's another little spin on this. Or you can pay $5 to name and feed a vegetable, or $25 to name and feed a rodent to an animal, likely a snake. For those really determined to make their point, for $150 extra, they will create a personalized video message to the recipient showing their cockroach, vegetable, or rodent being devoured by the animal.
Okay. Payback
That's a
is
really novel
hell.
idea. What
Oh,
whoever
I
came up
love
with
it.
that was
It's
brilliant.
it's genius. So I agree completely. This should be a fundraiser that's year round. I have a few names. Here, cockroach. Here,
Yeah.
kitty. Oh man, that's an award winner. That's my
Oh,
favorite.
That's for sure.
Okay, I'm back onto serious news before Mark comes and slaps us. Marsha?
Marsha's still laughing.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm visualizing cockroaches and notes and names. And okay, we hope to have information soon on the AltSpace VR Legacy program to preserve the history of this platform. Join us to
Oops.
celebrate.
Wait.
What?
You're laughing so hard you skipped halfway through the entire script.
We're on world building. World building. The first little paragraph on the world.
Oh,
There
I
you
see
go.
the little. I was because I was
We were-
laughing and I just
we
didn't
were
look.
just oh, I got tears in my eyes. I'm sorry.
It's
I
the
couldn't see
howling. It's the
anything.
howling. You know, there's a moon out
Oh
tonight.
God.
Okay. There are new AIs popping up everywhere and long waiting lists to try them. ChatGPT has a waiting list of over 1 million people. Gen 1 by Runway Research also has a waiting list. And for us in the metaverse, this is more exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Gen 1 is a generative AI that uses words and images to generate new videos out of existing ones. While the focus is on video media, the potential for expansion into 3D videos and maybe more is higher than some of the other AIs. Consider signing up for Gen 1 and see where it takes you.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still.
You're
Mark slapped us. No, Mark
See,
slapped us in the back
today.
channel, and I knew I was going to get in trouble. The Wednesday World Tourist team has been taking us on a journey through the amazing worlds of AltSpace VR each week, and will continue to do so. Please take time to film and photograph your world and share the footage with the world to help us remember what magic that we created here.
Yeah, I'm not going to hesitate too long on this one. We hope to have information soon on the AltSpace VR Legacy program to preserve the history of this platform. Join us to celebrate almost 8 years of incredible talent and creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's that other time.
Yay!
Event time.
Yes, events.
Events. I'm really amazed that there are even more events than usual as people rush back into Allspace VR to have parties, meetings, weddings, socials, and all kinds of entertaining fun.
Mm-hmm.
Allspace VR will close officially at 10 a.m. Pacific time and 6 p.m. UK time on March 10th. We are just under a month away from the end of Altspace VR. News and updates will be here until the end and continuing on elsewhere. So let's celebrate the events we have coming up.
Now, last week we celebrated some of the oldest Altspace VR event hosts and groups. We wanted to add a few more to pay tribute to them.
Henry and Matt's Late Night Barbecue started really early on, likely in 2017, and quickly it became one of the hottest events in the town of Altspace VR. They went through a wide variety of nightclub and hangout spots and then settled on a wonderful beach resort at night. They play great tunes and welcome people to just hang out and get to know each other. It's on Fridays, so check it out while it lasts.
That's a good one. Yeah, for sure. The New York 3D Variety Show has filled many of our Saturdays with amazing exhibits that bring to life technology over 150 years old in new and exciting ways. If you have not toured their amazing worlds or attended their events, you are missing out on something really spectacular. Some of it's life-changing for many.
Absolutely. While we have been asked not to promote the more sensitive groups in Altspace VR, we want to pay tribute to some that often go without the recognition because they change people's lives. These include the Alcoholic Anonymous AA group, VR Spoonies that embraces invisible chronic illnesses and disabilities, the Neurodiversity Lounge that supports those with ADHD and other neurodiverse challenges, and the list is so long here. It is so beautiful. These are the unsung heroes of Altspace VR. Thank you so much for helping to support so many over the years.
Absolutely. Oh, there's so many to mention. We'll do more as we get closer to the end. Before we get to the highlights of VR events this week, we'd like to mention our dedicated Star Trek fan and his 3-year mission to review every episode of Star Trek The Next Generation here in Altspace VR. Tomorrow, he is reviewing episode 21 of season 4 out of 7 seasons of the show. We wish him luck on his goal wherever it takes him.
Oh, yay. Keep going.
Wow. Well, it takes him
Mhm.
into the beyond.
Yeah.
Um, Caitlin Christine continues to perform here in Allspace VR and will be doing her popular live 3D hologram performance on Wednesday.
Tours of the Muse Sound Healing Temple continue this week with Joanne Shivanti. These meditative and healing experiences are really life-changing as she takes you through one of their more than 25 inspired worlds here in Allspace VR on Wednesday.
Already offering Chinese and Spanish speaking groups, Educators in VR is now launching another multicultural language team for French speakers. Their 25th educational team here in Allspace VR. Equip AERV.
Mhm.
Francophone. You say that.
You just did. You did great.
Equip AERV Francophone
Mhm.
will launch with a social network event on Thursday. If you speak French and are passionate about immersive education, parlez-vous français? Come join
Mhm.
us.
Mhm.
Also on Thursday, Evgenia Simmons, founder of VR Travel Expo, is hosting a special event with another Educators in VR team, the Cultural Heritage Preservation Team. VR Travel Expo features an AltSpace VR world with more than 20 country destinations, 200 travel ideas, themed booths, a library, and more. She will be discussing her work and the impact of VR on travel and showcasing her world.
Hmm. Women IT Pros is a grassroots nonprofit that supports women in the tech industry. I love this group. They run the companies. They are the project managers, the support team members, the doc writers, and those that support the coders and the developers, to whom which the coders and the developers couldn't get anything done without them. It is a great organization that brings together female leaders from across the industry, all different industries in the tech industry. They are moving to Engage XR, but join them for their last meeting here in AltSpace VR on Friday.
Yes. AltSpace VR is closing in a month, but it is very much alive right now, as you can see. Dr.
Mhm.
Heartbeats is hosting a great event that is open now to bring people together to share in the joy of our community. So check it out right after the show.
Mhm. And please, please enjoy all the talent and magic of this, all of the incredibly creative people on this platform for as long as you can. Let's continue to celebrate the beautiful contributions that so many have made and all of the lives changed by our presence here on AltSpace VR.
We have asked before, but this is another chance to share with us how AltSpace VR and social VR has changed your life. Now it's your turn.
We want to know your stories. This is your chance to share with us a story that's funny or sad, and let us know about your experiences here in AltSpace VR.
Now, over the past 2 months, we've heard powerful stories, and now it's your turn. How has AltSpace VR and social VR changed your life? The raise hand button is turned on, and we're ready to hand you the mic. I'd also like to say that Educators in VR has been filming these along with Mark, and we're going to be putting these all together, and everybody's asking where they will go. We were planning to have a big, huge celebration of this information um, in June when the 8th anniversary of AltSpace opening happens, but now we're kind of in panic mode trying to figure out what we're going to do. So we'll be announcing some information on that soon. We want to hear from you. And I have to tell you, I started helping film some of these because we need more help filming these. So if you're a filmer, you want to volunteer to help film and record these, please let us know. And the stories I'm hearing are as diverse as the people. Um, Altspace VR and social VR has so completely changed their lives. It is a beautiful thing. And everyone has multiple stories, not just one. So we'd like to hear from you. I mean, tell us a story that made you think differently about all of this. And I would love to hear. Karen, do you have one?
Well, people have heard my story a number of times, but I guess I'll just sum it all up by saying that I truly have met my lifetime friends here in AltSpace VR. The people the circle of people that I love here is just the large circle, and they're genuine, caring people, and they're so much a part of my life. And I can't explain that to my family. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Rich knows, he's here too, but I mean, I can't explain it to my family, and my non VR friends don't really understand it. But I'm thankful for this community, and I'm thankful for the beautiful friendships that started right here in AltSpace.
Yay. That's beautiful. All right. Who do we have up next?
We have, sorry, I forgot. Okay, here we go. We have Leslie. Okay, Leslie, you have megaphone.
So while you guys were talking, you kind of made me remember something. So I remember when the first time I learned how to fly. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And my favorite time when I learned how to fly is when Dargan used to steal my flight stick and then Lance and everybody. We would have like a challenge. We'd all steal each other's flight sticks. It was hysterical. I enjoyed that. I'm gonna miss that.
Bad
I
boy
mean,
Dargan. Bad boy.
And I have to
I
add
mean,
to
that was fun. And then I would see Karen. I'd see Karen, and I'd have my flight stick, and I'd say, "Karen, now you see me, now you don't," and I'd fly away, and she'd start cracking up.
Well, Darkin
Yeah,
just took full responsibility for being a little stinker over there.
Oh, let me tell you, Darkin might be the best programmer in the world, but he is a
He's a
trickster
stinker.
at heart. He
You know,
I,
yeah,
I
demon in
know
you, and
that
we
from
appreciate that.
personal
We respect that,
experience.
I am
Darkin.
so gonna miss them.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh,
Oh,
thanks,
Leslie, we're going to find you a flight stick equivalent in another platform. So
Yeah, I hate it that so many other
stay
platforms don't
tuned.
include flight. It sucks.
Oh no, they.
It's like,
I
come
know.
on.
Well,
Uh,
actually,
I
Sam
played with one yesterday.
and Sam Wise has already created, and it was not an MRE, obviously, but he's already scripted a flight, a kind of a flight tool in VR chat. They're rockets that you hold on to, and
mhm.
they enable you to fly. It's very cool.
Yeah, you can fly in
Don't they
Engage too. So it's
that
and but you
Engage?
can fly anything in Engage. It's really fascinating.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Okay,
who's
Matthew,
up
thank you
next?
for sharing, Leslie. That was awesome. Matthew, you are Stands with Trees. You are up next.
Yeah. So you know, oh gosh, I it's so hard for me to like in just like a couple of minutes to really talk about um all the things like in the last month or so, so many memories have been coming back, so many things,
Mm-hmm.
and all the years that I've spent moderating with EdVR and and I'm thinking about all the different times, all the crazy times we had and all you know, all the
Some of them we
and
can't
then
talk
of
about.
course,
So
one of my
careful.
favorites, I have to say this, one of my favorites,
Oh, we know what it
it's the
is.
day
Yes.
yeah, it's the day that we were in Mark's Euphoria Club and he had the drink MRE going there.
Oh no,
And
no,
and
no.
Laurel was trying to help somebody, a brand new user in Altspace, never been in Altspace before, and was having trouble. And she was trying to help this poor lady. And she was holding a drink. Now, of course, Laurel had no idea, right? Laurel, somebody just went up to Laurel and said, "Hey, grab a drink." Oh, she went and grabbed a drink. She didn't realize that the MRE made you vomit. Once you held the drink in your hand long enough, it would actually make you vomit. So anyway, she's trying to help this poor woman, brand new user of Altspace, and she's trying to explain something, and all of a sudden she just forcefully vomits all over this poor woman.
Oh, that
And
was
I'm
truly
sorry.
no one of the most embarrassing moments of my life.
well.
That was
I,
just, oh my god.
true, but we laugh about it now. I mean, it's hilarious.
We do. And you know what, Matthew? I could be mistaken here, but I'm pretty sure it was Lance Wusky that handed Laurel that drink, if I remember correctly. And I
Yep,
thought,
yep.
oh, and I thought Laurel has to maintain a certain
I had
air of,
no idea.
she has to be somewhat serious, right, on these tours and such. And so I'm thinking, oh my God, Laurel's going to throw up. But I think it
I
was
did.
Lance. I could be wrong, but
Oh, I was probably well. My favorite
okay.
moment, the one I thought you were going to
Speaking
share,
of the
but
devil,
hold on.
thank you, Matthew, for that.
Yeah, no,
that
hang on. I got one more
story.
from
That
Matthew.
was awesome.
Matthew,
Okay.
one of your favorite moments was, I think, when you were haunting.
Yes, at Halloween, yeah.
Yes, do you want to share that really quick?
Okay, so this is one of my favorites. So everybody knows, or well, I shouldn't say everybody knows, but it's well known that I've been on the moderation team for EdVR and other things for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so I was doing my usual Halloween stuff. We were doing our Halloween events, and I was being a scarer. And I actually, Stands with Trees, got accused of being a troll when I was doing the Halloween
And he
event.
came in and went, I just got accused of being a troll. And went, good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah,
No,
and-
you don't
and
understand.
That was just a couple of
He-
years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and, of all things, because Matthew's the probably the best one in here at fighting
Oh.
trolls.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Matthew, for sharing that. I love it.
Uh,
All right, Karen.
Thank you, Matthew. Okay, next up is Lance.
All right. Well, most of everyone already knows my story. You know, someone who came in who was unsociable and has agoraphobia. I'm working on the agoraphobia part, and Laurel's helping out. Um, but when I first came in here, you know, I was freaking out and I ran from everyone. And Laurel was the first person that made me unmute and say something. So she was the first person I talked to, and technically one of my first friends here in Altspace. And then I found the Altspace 101. That's where I saw Karen and everyone else who was in there. Not gonna lie, they intimidated me. But after I got to know them and realized what a community helper was, within the 3 months I was here, I got my community helper badge. And what one of my friends would say is I came in like a wrecking ball and instantly got my community helper badge, made loads of friends, started world building, started hosting and moderating events, and started helping out with educators in VR. And this has come from someone who is unsociable, who would freak out when I would leave the house and all that sort of stuff, that now when I start talking, you can't shut me up. So so dramatically it's changed my life like a lot, because I can tell you a lot of stories about Karen, Laurel, Leslie, Dargon, everybody so far. I have a lot of stories, you know. But
Uh-oh.
Keep
I
them
know
your
under
where he
your
pocketbook
lives.
hat,
out.
Lance.
I know where he lives, so I will hurt him if he opens up his mouth. So, anyway.
I love that. All right, Lance,
but
I have a
I have
question
good
for
memories.
you.
What?
So either confirm or deny this, because I'm not 100% sure. Were you the one that gave Laurel that drink?
I won't lie, I was the one who tricked her into clicking it
thought
and made her
so.
forget it was in her hand. So her vomiting across the room through the
It was
person that she was
you.
talking to was my fault. But I loved it and I was laughing my butt off the whole time and I was wanting her to do it again, which she did. She did vomit a second time and then got rid of it. So, yes, it was me.
Okay, I thought so.
Oh.
All right,
And I would do
And
it
Laurel,
again.
do we have time for one more?
Yes, I think so. Let's go for it.
Okay, Leslie, wait, I'm sorry. Marcia, you're up.
Yeah. You know, I remember when I first saw the vomit thing, only I didn't know that's what it was. It was just the glasses. And I was with Ice Wiz in his world, and he had a helicopter or a helmet, a big helmet. And you make it giant, and two people can get in it. So he drinks those drinks, and he threw up while I'm in the helmet, inside the helmet. Do you know what? The vomit
Oh.
does not go outside
No,
the
it doesn't.
helmet. And I couldn't get out of there fast enough. So then, oh my God. So then I get my Las Vegas lounge, and it's a classy place, and you know, and we watch movies and we're all sitting around, and that machine was in there. And all of a sudden people were vomiting. Well, I couldn't take the machine out, but I put a big sign on the back that said, "Please vomit responsibly."
Oh.
And I added a broom.
You could have taken it out. Oh.
Oh,
Dargon,
that's funny.
was it you who did that? Did you make that? Okay, somebody else did. Okay.
I think it was
Ah.
Nira, but I'm not 100% sure.
It's
I
Could've
think
been.
so, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like something she would come up with. She has such a wicked sense of humor. I just love her. It's just a wicked sense of humor. Okay, y'all. Now, I want to thank everyone for stepping up and sharing your story and making reminding us that this is such an incredibly special place for all of us. It really is, and we appreciate it so much. Mark, take us out. Marcia?
Oh, I
Are you
thought you
there?
said Mark.
Oh,
I'm
I
waiting
thought
for
you
Mark
said
to
Mark
take us
too,
out.
Lorel.
Marcia.
I'm thinking to
Did
myself,
I
what's
say
he going
Mark?
to do?
Marcia.
Delete us all
Marcia.
here?
No, Marcia, take us out. Sorry. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
so tired.
Mark's news and updates will be continuing. We will be announcing where we are going. That's changing, and
What's changing?
changing and
Mhm.
what's staying the same. You know, we're all kind of in a state of shock and confusion, so
Mhm.
everybody's conversation doesn't really fall into a pattern. So
That's
stay
true.
tuned.
Yay.
And we're going to have a closing party at Club Euphoria to celebrate our history and our friendship. So don't miss it.
Mhm. So that's all for this week's news and updates. Thank you for joining us. And I don't know why you put up with us every Saturday here on the news and updates. You must find some joy in our sick sense of humor here. You know, just if you don't like us, just pay to write our name in a cat box. And there you go. Okay, you will find us here next week at the same time and throughout I love that one. Remaining time that we have here on Alt Space VR. Just please remember, we got to keep the laughter going. This is terrible. But the one thing we know about Alt Space is that we are laughing people. That didn't come out
That's
quite right, but we
right.
are. We love to laugh, and we love to have, we love to party. So keep the laughter rolling.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yes.
We do this for you for free to help you better be informed. We are volunteers and community members, not AltSpace VR employees.
If you miss a show or you want to share it with friends, check out our live streams on YouTube and Twitch every week, or catch up with past episodes and find more about events, projects, news, and community activities in our News and Updates Discord. Our YouTube archives are a legacy to our experiences, stories, and our history of AltSpace VR.
Thank you to all of our wonderful volunteers, wonderful moderators, fantastic script writers, and especially
Yay.
to our amazing, amazing producer, Mark. And mostly all to you. We couldn't do this show without you. Not at all.
Mhm. Now, news that is out from Turkey and the surrounding areas continues to break our hearts. But they give us great hope because even after over 100 hours trapped in the rubble, people are continuing to be found alive. That's just insane. It is absolutely incredible. And our hearts go out to everyone impacted by the earthquakes. Um, remember, if you wish to help, contacting the International Red Cross and Mercy Corps. They are the two most legitimate, the best organizations that are capable of responding adequately to this, and so they'll help.
Can I interject something here real quick? There's a gallery here. It's not a gallery. It's an informative building that Dave Heiser built, and it's called Nobody's Listening. And it was about the Yazidi people. And they're the Kurds that live in northern Syria and southern Iraq. And when the ISIS threw them all out of their country or put them in camps and stuff, the ones that escaped went to Turkey. And that's exactly that area that got damaged and destroyed by that earthquake. My heart goes out to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Might be a good place to visit tomorrow night, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
We believe in hope. Good things are on the horizon, and we're here to share it all with you. Stand tough, stand up, and most of all, in these most uncertain times, please, please be safe wherever you are in the world.
Yay!
Yay!
We love you all.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lorel.
thanks,
Thank you,
Room Two.
Marcia. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.